Hello everyone. In this video, we will work with operations using negative numbers, such as addition, subtraction, and multiplication with negative numbers. We will also explain sign rules and the order of operations. Let's begin. First, let's look at some examples of adding positive and negative numbers. In the first example, we are adding two positive numbers. We simply add 3 plus 6 as we normally do, and the result is 9. In the second example, we only have negative numbers, so the result will be the sum of all the numbers in negative. Since the sum of the numbers is 6 plus 2 plus 1, or 9, the result is negative 9. Before continuing with the examples, remember this. When adding a positive number and a negative number, the result will have the sign of the larger number. For example, in 15 minus 14, the difference is 1. And since the larger number is positive, the sign is positive. Now in 30 minus 35, the difference is 5, and since the larger number is negative, the sign is negative. Let's continue with the examples. Now we have a positive number and a negative number. In this example, we simply subtract 6 minus 4, and the result is positive 2, because the larger number is positive. In the last example, we have some positive numbers and some negative numbers. First, we add the numbers with the same sign. Here, 7 plus 3 equals 10, so the result is negative 10. Then, adding the positive numbers, 3 plus 6 equals 9. The difference between 10 and 9 is 1, so the result is negative 1 because the larger number is negative. Now let's look at some multiplication examples. When multiplying two positive numbers, the result is positive. 8 times 7 is 56, and 8 times 1 is 8. Now we add the numbers vertically to get a final result of 136. When multiplying a positive number and a negative number, the result is negative. 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 3 is 12. Adding the numbers vertically, the result is negative 140. In the last example, we can multiply the entire row instead of going number by number. 2 times 233 equals 466, and 1 times 233 equals 233. Adding these numbers vertically, the result is 2,796. The law of sign states that when multiplying two numbers with the same sign, the result is positive. When multiplying two numbers with different signs, the result is negative. In other words, positive times positive equals positive. Positive times negative equals negative. Negative times negative equals positive. And negative times positive equals negative. Let's look at some examples. 5 times negative 20 gives 100 negative. Negative 9 times 13 gives 117 negative. Negative 2 times negative 35 gives 70. In this example, 6 times negative 2 times negative 4 gives 48. The result is positive because two negative numbers were multiplied. Negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 5 gives 245 negative. The result is negative because three negative numbers were multiplied. For the last two examples, remember, if we multiply an odd number of negative numbers like 1, 3, or 5, the result is negative. If we multiply an even number of negative numbers like 2, 4, or 6, the result is positive. Now, let's see how to solve exercises where we add multiple negative and positive numbers. First, we group all the negative numbers together and all the positive numbers together. In the first example, the sum of the positive numbers is 23, and the sum of the negative numbers is negative 13. The result is 23 minus 13, which equals 10. Now the sum of the positive numbers is 24, and the sum of the negative numbers is negative 27. The result is 24 minus 27, which equals negative 3. In this example, first we will determine the number within each parentheses. 1 minus 8 equals negative 7. Negative 7 minus 6 equals negative 13, and 5 minus 8 equals negative 3. Now we determine the sign of each number. Negative 13 becomes positive, because negative times negative is positive. The other two numbers remain negative. The result is negative 7 plus 13 minus 3, which equals 3. In the fourth example, we need to determine the number within each parentheses. Negative 5 plus 3 minus 8 equals negative 10. 10 plus 4 minus 6 equals 8. The result is negative 10 minus 8, which equals negative 18. The order of operations has 4 levels. The first level is any type of parentheses, meaning that if you see parentheses, that's the first thing you need to solve. The second level is powers and roots. The third level includes multiplications and divisions. And the final level is additions and subtractions. This is the last step to solve. If there are two operations at the same level, they are solved from left to right. Let's start with the first example. First, we solve what is inside the parentheses. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now, we solve the multiplication and division. 5 times 6 equals 30, and 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Finally, we solve the addition and subtraction. The result is 3 plus 30 minus 2, or 31. In the second example, we start by solving what is inside the parentheses. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now we solve the multiplication and division. 8 times 8 equals 64, and 12 divided by 4 equals 3. The result is 64 minus 3 plus 2, or 63. In this example, we first solve what is inside the parentheses. 8 plus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 8, or 16. 4 minus 2 is 2. Now we solve multiplication and division from left to right because they are at the same level in the order of operations. 5 times 16 is 80. Now 80 divided by 2 is 40. The result is 40 plus 6, or 46. In the last example, we first solve what is inside the parentheses. Exponents come before multiplication. 2 squared is 4. Continuing inside the parentheses, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Since exponents come before multiplication, we first solve 3 squared, which is 9. The result is 2 times 9 minus 1. This is equal to 18 minus 1, or 17.